Hey guys, Rochelle here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I am going to be doing a story time. My episode 4 of Storytime, a Tarot Adventure, and it is 2 pages with several prompts. So I'm going to read this to you first, and then I'm going to set it aside and we're going to draw the cards and we're going to see how it plays out. I will be putting the 2 images for both pages in my Amethyst Ascension family group for those that would also like to play along and do this story along with me. So you can either do it in the group or you can make a video. I would love either or. So if you feel like it. So the story is, you wake up very groggy and in a daze. You are immediately confused at your surroundings. Your head is swirling and you ask yourself silently, what is happening to me? So you draw 3 or more cards to describe what you see around you. Standing up, you wipe your eyes, trying to steady yourself, feeling lightheaded and a bit dizzy. You try to recall your last thoughts before you fell asleep last night. However, it's all a bit fuzzy. You notice that you are wearing something strange and look around the room for a mirror. Upon approaching the mirror, your eyes grow wide and your mouth drops open as you stare at the reflection looking back at you. Startled, you look to your side, expecting to see someone else, but nobody else is there. How can this be? You think to yourself. Draw 3 or more cards to describe what you are wearing. You stagger backwards, reaching up to your face to touch the contours of your nose and cheeks and eyes. This can't be right, you think. Touching all over your body, you notice it feels different as panic begins to take over your body. You walk out of the room and into the hallway of an extremely large residence. Slowly walking down the hallway, you pass many other doors until you come upon a grand staircase that circles down to the front entryway. You make your way down the grand staircase, expecting to run into others. However, there was nobody to be found. You continue onto the front entry and out the door. You stopped in your tracks, taking in your surroundings. You couldn't believe what you are seeing. This all went beyond your initial thoughts of what was going on. The street was teeming with activity. They looked different, made out of cobblestone and all of the streetlights looking old-fashioned. There were horse-drawn carriages and people dressed in dated clothing. You approach a lady who you've seen passing on the sidewalk in front of you. You wanted to ask her some questions to help you figure out what was going on and where you were. So you draw cards to find your answers. The first one is, where are you? The second one is, when are you? The third one is, how did you get here? The fourth one was, why are you here now? And the fifth one, how will you get back home? So you can either draw 1 card for each of these or several cards for each one of these questions. And, sometimes you don't know until you are actually in the process of drawing the cards. So, just take it as it goes along. So, trying to figure out what deck I want to use. So, I am thinking of, let me zoom out now. So, I am thinking of either the Dark Mansions, the Fyodor Pavlov, the Victorian Romantic, or the Revival Art. So, which one do you think I'm going to pick? I'll be right back. Okay, so after going through all of these, I decided on the Revival Art. So, it was really close between these 2. But this one won out. I haven't used this much because the cardstock is a little bit difficult for me. It's so big. So we shall see how this reading goes for me. All right, so You wake up very groggy and in a daze. You are immediately confused at your surroundings. Your head is swirling and you ask yourself silently, what is happening to me? So you draw 3 or more cards to describe what you see around you. So because I've already read the story, I understand that I am in a house, some sort of house. So, and that I have to look into the mirror. So I have to keep that into consideration on the story. So draw 3 or more cards to describe what you see around you. So what am I seeing around me? Okay, let's see, is that 3? It is 3. All right, what do I see around me? So I'm seeing lots of beautiful colors and fabrics and I'm definitely in a room. I'm in a bed, a very lush, old-fashioned bed. Old-fashioned because obviously the way that this is going to turn out is very dependent upon what deck you choose and what kind of, after reading the story, what kind of theme you are thinking. And that's why I went with these kind of specific decks to begin with. So for me, it is old-fashioned. And it's got a lot of rich reds or rusts, greens, a lot of fabrics, rich fabrics, like filigree furniture with like you see the filigree in the numbers around it. Yeah, like some tapestries on the wall, maybe hanging on the wall. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. So, standing up, I wipe my eyes, trying to steady myself, or you wipe your eyes, trying to steady yourself, feeling lightheaded and a bit dizzy. You try to recall your last thoughts before you fell asleep last night. However, it's all a bit fuzzy. You notice that you are wearing something strange and look around the room for a mirror. Upon approaching the mirror, your eyes grow wide and your mouth drops open as you stare at the reflection looking back at you. Startled, you look at your side, expecting to see someone else, but nobody else is there. How can this be? You think to yourself. So we're going to draw 3 more cards, 3 or more cards to describe what you are wearing. So show me what I am wearing after I wake up and I look in the mirror. These cards are also going to help you indicate maybe how your appearance itself has changed. Not just your clothing. Okay, let's see here. Let's move this out of the way. All right, so okay, there's 2 females here, so I believe that I am a woman. I believe I have long brown hair. Can't see this hair, but I believe it's brown. And I'm wearing a long gown. Almost like corduroy. This feels like corduroy over here. This feels like corduroy or something along that lines. And more of like older fashioned clothing. However, maybe some of it has like a little bit of an animal print or something. And so I'm thinking also because of his color, maybe not an animal print, but maybe it's indicating something like as in a golden gown. Maybe like a, so maybe it's winter time if I'm in something that's like corduroy. And I am a female, younger female, because these all look like, I mean, we have 3 youths here. So, yeah. I don't think I'm wearing any kind of, you know, there's like no jewelry, nothing like that. Granted, just woke up, was in bed. So, yeah, I'm looking at a much younger version of myself, or much younger version of a female that looks different. Let's see. It says you stagger backwards, reaching up to your face to touch the contours of your nose and cheeks and eyes. This can't be right, you think. Touching all over your body, you notice it feels different as panic spreads over your, begins to take over your body. You walk out of the room and into the hallway of an extremely large residence. Slowly walking down the hallway, you pass through another thing I'm thinking also, because I am in a grand place. However, I'm feeling like my outfit is more modest. So perhaps I'm like a maid in this house. Anyways, let me continue on. Slowly walking down the hallway, you pass many other doors until you come upon a grand staircase that circles down to the front entryway. You make your way down the grand staircase, expecting to run into others. However, there is nobody to be found. You continue onto the front entryway and out the door. You stopped in your tracks, taking in your surroundings. You couldn't believe what you were seeing. This all went beyond your initial thoughts of what was going on. The street was teeming with activity. They looked different, made out of cobblestone, and all the streetlights looking old-fashioned. There were horse-drawn carriages and people dressed in dated clothing. You approach a lady who you seen passing on the sidewalk in front of you. You wanted to ask her some questions to help you figure out what was going on and where you were. So let's just move these up. Remember, these are just fun exercises to do with your tarot to help you maybe bond with a deck, to maybe just help you see what stories they reveal to you. It doesn't have to necessarily be about what they mean, because this is what? The 2 of Cups? Or is this the 4 of Cups? I can't tell. The 4 of Cups. Okay. And then, what is that? 2 of Wands. Okay, so planning something. All right. And Strength. But this was supposed to be about appearance. So, okay. So, draw cards to find your answers. The first one is, where are you? So, where am I? Help me figure out, where am I? Let's just see what comes out, how many cards come out. Okay. So, I'm seeing a library here, and I'm seeing a map, and it's a page of coins. So this makes me feel like perhaps it's by a university somewhere. So perhaps a town where there is a university, or by a university. Or maybe the large building that I was coming out of was quite possibly a university, college, sorority, something along that lines. Some sort of higher learning. So where am I? I'm in some sort of college town, or university town, maybe Harvard, Boston, something like that. All right. So when are you? Okay, when am I? So this is where you can kind of take, all right, this is what came up. All right, so we've got 9 of Cups. We've got the Queen of Cups. Okay. So I'm already thinking it's, what is Cups? I mean, I do think that this is possibly winter. We've got the Magician and we've got the coins. So, I'm thinking about a year here. So maybe like, well, because this would be a 13 and a 9. So what would this be? Let's see, 6, so 13, 19, 20, 29. So then you break that down, 9. So that could be, when am I? All right, let's look beyond the numbers and look at what they're wearing. This feels like, yeah, this definitely feels like maybe like the early 1800s, late 1700s. Maybe even a little bit earlier than that, actually, because of this Magician and like this alchemist here. Maybe early 1700s, late 1600s. So maybe, oh, 1600. Okay, so, all right. Sometimes if you want to, you can change them around. So 1694 is where we are. That's right. Because this being 13 would then break down to a 4. So this seems right to me, 1694. Oh, what do you know? I love that. Okay. So we're in 1694. We're in some sort of college town. I wonder what was established. I wonder if Harvard... One second. Okay, so I had to do a little bit of asking Google some questions. And Harvard University is in Cambridge, which is like less than 4 miles by car to Boston, which was what I felt was Boston. Okay, so Cambridge University, or Cambridge, where Harvard is only like 4 miles away from Boston. And it was established in 1636. And how funny that I actually have a ancestor by the name of Fisher Ames. My mom is in Ames. And he was actually selected to be the first dean of Harvard. However, he had to decline because of health, and a few years later he passed away. But he was a political figure. And so my family was from Massachusetts on my mom's side, you know, when they came over in the early 1600s. So how interesting. So I believe that this was 1694, and I'll have to check what the date of that was. That is very freaking interesting. Okay, let me move on. So, how did I get here? How did I get here? How did I get here? Oops, come on. Wow. Wow, 2 7s. 2 friggin' 7s. Doesn't that seem like timeline jumping to you? Perhaps this was a past life. I had planted a seed and I just like believed in what I believed, no matter what I came upon. So I got here. What is it? How did I get here? That feels like timeline jumping to me. Almost like I came through a portal of some sort, or I am witnessing perhaps a past life existence or an alternate reality kind of thing. Because that's just weird that it was 2 sevens, okay? That's just weird. All right. And 7 is also a very spiritual number. I was just talking with Summer about that earlier today because she got 7s in one of her readings. And that is also the fairy star is 7, right? That's amazing. Okay, so why are you here now? So why am I here now? 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 Let me do a couple more. 9 of Pentacles. I mean, that, okay. Ace of Pentacles. Maybe I'm remembering another life of privilege or something. Maybe I'm being shown. What are these? 5 of Swords. The Tower. 10 of Wands. Oh, Knight of Wands. Maybe some sort of adversity or something that's happening in my life right now. And some sort of, because that's 5 of Swords, so some sort of conflict has got me looking back on my past karma, which is so funny because that's true. I'm trying to do ancestry work and stuff. So I'm going back to revisit some of the things that happened in that other life and some of the obligations that I had in order to help me in this lifetime. Knight of Wands, that feels like moving forward through the adversity, right? And showing how my life has been more like this time around because of what I went through before. And the struggles that I've been going through, the conflicts, have like shown me that, because the last one was like the seeds. Like I had planted the seed, which I have been, by doing ancestry work, right? Okay, so how will you get back home? How will I get back home? I suppose you could also ask yourself whether or not you're dreaming, but I don't think I'm dreaming. I think that as a time traveler, because I have had time travel. Well, I guess it was a dream, but I have time traveled in my dreams. I'm a time traveler. And I have said in my dreams to people I have messages for that I am traveling to them from another time. How interesting. So how will you get back home? How will you get back home? Let's see what cards come up for me. Oh my goodness. Wow. It is my connection with my husband now. He is my 2 of Cups. He is my way back home. He is my way back home. And by my intention, what I continue to put forth, and wanting to balance out my karma, because of being born on the 16th of a month, I was born with karmic debt. Although I think everybody pretty much, if you're still alive and you're in this karmic system, you've got some sort of karmic debt that you're paying off. That's just my own personal belief. But how cool is this? Obviously, these readings you can take real loosely because it really is about storytelling, right? It's just about seeing what the cards invoke in you. And I already had an idea of what I wanted it to be writing the story. There has been other stories like the house one with the electrics and stuff that happened. It did not turn out anything like what I was anticipating. But this one, I kind of controlled that by the, you know, the cards that I used. Although I don't think I had the perfect cards for what I was envisioning, but this was close enough, right? What do you guys think? I thought this was pretty friggin' cool. So I hope to see other people doing it. I will be putting, like I said, the 2 pages in the Amethyst Ascension group. And I would love to see you do this too. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. And I am sending you love always. I forgot to mention just really quickly, if you are not on Facebook and you have no intentions on being on Facebook, however you would like these particular images, just send me an email. My email address is down below in the description of this video, or usually any of the other videos that have been recent. Send me an email and I will send them to you via email, okay? Thank you.